Headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, Guam's leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on your news leader, the unsuccessful team of San Nicolas Solis Matanani shares a moment to give thanks to their supporters. The Republican gubernatorial team of Camacho Ada joining the gathering. What this united front could mean for voters ahead of the November general. Plus, health insurance costs for government of Guam workers on the rise. Nestor Lecanto with the interview from the head of the Department of Administration, finding out what this means for workers' bottom dollar. And honoring the longest reigning leader in Britain's history, many remember the life and love left behind by Queen Elizabeth II, Her Majesty passing away at the age of 96. Guam recalling her visit to the island nearly half a century ago.
Half a day and good evening, Guam. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Hannah Devonzo. Welcome to Prime Time. We're so glad you could join us.
Well, a clean sweep, guilty on all counts. The breaking news coming to us moments before we got on the air. Hanson helicopter owner John Walker is found guilty in the District Court of Guam today. The jury returning with a verdict after deliberating for less than a week. The company and Walker now convicted of conspiracy to defraud the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board. 4 counts of aircraft part frauds, 75 counts of employing a mechanic without a mechanic certificate, 2 counts of employing a pilot without a pilot's cert, 2 counts of regulation violations involving a helicopter, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 5 counts of wire fraud, and 6 counts of money laundering.
And the company Hanson Helicopters was also on trial, and the jury found the company guilty of circumventing U.S. aviation safety regulations to boost their profits. Prosecutors say the fraudulent operations and the company, quote, love of money, led to 9 deaths and more than dozens injured. Sentencing will be held before Chief Judge Francis Tidingo Gatewood. And All In, but for a new season, didn't get the reference. That was a combination of the slogans put on by both Democrat and Republican gubernatorial camps. The meaning Delegate Michael San Nicolas, who lost to incumbent Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio in the primary, is officially pushing his supporters to vote for the GOP ticket of former Governor Felix Camacho and Senator Tony Ada.
It's during this time that San Nicolas and his running mate, Lieutenant Governor First LT Sabrina Salas Matanani, thanking a packed room of supporters Thursday night. Guam's delegate last night publicly confirming they will not concede to the All In campaign.
From both the Democratic and Republican sides, unsuccessful candidate for governor and current delegate Michael San Nicolas speaks out nearly 2 weeks after the unofficial results from the primary election were announced. San Nicolas standing before attendees at their appreciation gathering at a Timoning bar Thursday, discouraging them from voting for the incumbents during the general in November.
And you must never, ever concede to that kind of evil. Never concede. But we are not going to concede. Nobody concedes to this. So if you so eloquently put it, let's get the people mobilized. Let's get the message out there. Let's put the energy back into this community with our own good hearts. Let's show that the faith that we have, no matter how diminished, will never be extinguished. That is the cause that has been given to us today. That is the cause we're fighting for. It is a fight Guam needs us to fight for. So let's bring this fight to the general election and vote for it.
San Nicolas and veteran journalist Sabrina Salas Matanani lost to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio by a close 4,748 votes. This during record low voter turnout at only 40% showing up to the polls at the primary.
It taught us what happens when we poison our community with dirty politics. It taught us that 60% of the people who didn't even bother to vote. As much as they want to claim a resounding victory, they spent $1 million and 80% of the people still didn't vote for them.
Salas Matanani echoed their fight for the people is far from over.
We all fought bravely, with honor, with respect, and with dignity. If you believe in a better Guam, if you believe in a better future for our children, you have to continue fighting, especially in the November general election.
As long as there are those of us who are willing to stand up for what's right, no matter how ugly, no matter how dirty, no matter what may bring or what may come, as long as there are good people willing to stand and fight, then there will always be hope. Hope for Guam.
The crowd also cheering as the GOP camp former Governor Felix Camacho and Senator Tony Ada entered the building.
Congressman, we're just here to say congratulations to the San Nicolas Matanani team for an outstanding election, a clean election, an honorable election.
Several senatorial candidates, along with Republican Party Chair Juan Carlos Benitez and Republican candidate for delegate Senator Jim Moylan, were recognized at the event. After the speeches, All-In campaign manager Roy Respicio issued this statement, quote, "We, like some, are also wondering about tonight's event hosted by the San Nicolas Salas Matanani camp to thank their supporters. Following the, quote, alone time they requested to process their next steps, our understanding is that Camacho Ada's supporters showed up at their appreciation party to pander for votes." Respicio adding, "Our heart goes out to those who experienced an election loss in all races. We remain open to everyone." Respicio concluding that now is the time to move forward and to retire the politics of the past.
We also caught up with Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio today, who feels they won the primary fair and square. Here's his reaction to the delegates' comments that he would not concede.
Although he has not and will not concede the race, we know that we won the election in a very fair way, in a very positive way, and that will not dissuade us from continuing to take our campaign out to the people of Guam. Wish him well. I regret that the situation is like that. We had been friends a long time ago, and hope that, the door is always open if he wants to reach out.
Tenorio adding he is hopeful Mike and Bree supporters will join the Democrats in the race for Guadalupe.
And Governor Lou Leon Guerrero is released from the Guam Memorial Hospital this morning. Dr. Jolene Uggan confirming the governor was discharged in good health and is able to resume her usual activities. Leon Guerrero spent 2 nights at the hospital. She says she was coughing in the days leading up to Wednesday's gubernatorial forum. Following the event, she was taken to GMH and admitted for observation for viral pneumonia. The governor tested negative for COVID-19. She sent a video message from her hospital bed saying she's doing well. Of course, prayers for her full recovery.
Like most services and commodities these days, GovGuam's health insurance premiums are on the rise.
An open enrollment for the fiscal year 2023 program begins next week. Here's Nestor Lecanto with more.
Department of Administration Director Ed Burns says the notices went out today that the 2 carriers will again be Calvo's Select Care and Take Care, and because of rising health care costs, their premiums will be going up.
It's not a broad brush increase. We followed the bids that came from the carriers, and they decided that the risk was different for different groups. So some categories, for instance, the 1500 category has a smaller increase than the 2000 category because that is the way the carriers rated that risk.
He says the percentage increase in premiums were between 2 and 20%. He figures medical cost inflation is running about 15% in Guam, about twice the national rate. Open enrollment will run from Tuesday, September 13th through Monday, September 26th.
If you do not need to make any changes, i.e., you don't want to change your plan, and you have no change to the number of people enrolled, or the dependents, then you don't need to re-enroll. You only need to do so if you want to make a change.
There is a change in the program regarding pharmaceuticals. It will be administered by one carrier, Daycare, although it should be transparent for subscribers who will only need to get a new pharmacy card.
We're self-insuring the pharmacy part of the medical plan. The cost of it constitutes about 20% of the medical plan. But we're viewing it as a way of trying to keep costs down.
He says it could serve as an indication of whether GovGuam can self-insure its entire medical plan. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thanks, Nestor. The military has concluded its annual review of the environmental impacts of construction at Camp Blas and Anderson Air Force Base. One new proposal to relocate the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service headquarters is drawing concern from Speaker Teresa Lahi and Senator Sabina Perez. It will be moved to another part of the area known as Latexan because it falls within the surface danger zone of the largest planned firing range. But test digging around the site turned up new cultural artifacts, which the lawmakers want to be preserved in place. Al Borja is the environmental director of Marine Corps Base Camp Blas.
The decision as far as siting hasn't been made. The studies that we discussed at the workshop were cultural resource surveys, so that was germane to the discussions. As part of the memorandum of agreement, the site of the new facilities have to be within the Department of Interior managed lands.
But that means it would still be within the boundaries of Latexan. DoD is required under the deal known as a programmatic agreement to report each year of environmental issues related to the military buildup. Now, Britain's longest reigning monarch died peacefully at Balmoral in Scotland. Queen Elizabeth II was under medical supervision as her doctors were concerned for Her Majesty's health. Senior members of the royal family were by her side.
And many of us here at home waking up to the sudden news of her passing. The British people and Commonwealth nations had been celebrating her Platinum Jubilee, 70 years on the throne. That time even including a brief visit here to the territory.
We'll be right back.
Hey, can we talk? Okay.
The rising cost of living is affecting all of us on Guam. Our administration has expanded a program. We want to pay for your child's daycare up to $675 a month per child. This means more money in your pocket to pay for other expenses like the cost of gas and groceries. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration is investing in Guam's future, and that starts by supporting our working families. We are all in this together, Guam.
This ad is paid for by government funds at the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
Welcome back. We've heard the excuse over and over again. GovGuam agencies lack manpower, but it's never stopped many of them from doing what they can do to get the job done.
The Department of Corrections is no exception. The prison has 700 inmates to date and only 200 officers roughly assigned to different shifts to keep watch. Today, a sense of relief at DOC as they graduate a dozen more officers to join the agencies. KUAM's newest reporter, Matsuki Hirayama, has the story.
Riots, contraband, escapes, and officers fired for failing to do their jobs. The dark side we often hear each time the Department of Corrections makes the news. But today, a much different and needed change of pace. DepCorp getting 12 new officers proudly marching into their graduation after finishing their training cycle. DepCorp Director Bob Camacho giving his congratulations, proud of the 10 months of preparation and dedication this group put into work behind bars.
They, of course, go through the safety and procedures, security procedures of the entire facility, each post. Every single officer goes through each post and mans those posts and learns about the standard operating procedures. They go through baton training, pepper spray, self-defense, handcuffing, officer survival skills, and of course just the basic law enforcement academic stuff.
Graduate Derek Santos comes from a family of correction officers. He's excited to make a difference in the prison with his new skill set.
Rehabilitation of the inmates here. Yes, and then just being the best officer I can be.
And standing proudly beside him, his grandfather, Eric Santos, a former DepCorp inmate from back in the day.
One thing is that here DOC, I was a tenant here before, but I'm no longer a tenant.
You heard that right. Santos once was held at the very place his grandson will soon stand guard.
I told my grandson, Derek, boy, if you catch me, take me in. Stand to your position, boy. Don't be corrupted, boy.
The mission is far from over. DepCorp is seeking more men and women in green. Anyone interested can pick up applications at the Department of Administration offices in Tamaning. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, congratulations to the graduates. Hopefully Grandpa can stay out of prison now.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, and over in the Northern Marianas, Rhoda, Tinian, and Saipan never forget the attacks on 9/11.
Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia reports on the first responders being honored and the lives being remembered over 2 decades since the tragic day.
We will never forget a field of heroes. 500 flags planted here at the American Memorial Park on Saipan. Similar displays will be made on Rhoda and Tinian to remember the lives lost on 9/11 and the rescuers rushing to help.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
TSA agents proudly recited their oath in a ceremony remembering 9/11, a recommitment to safeguarding our nation in a role made in the aftermath of that day.
I know the travel.
Well, Jamaican Grill will be hosting its annual 9/11 commemorative luncheon at all of its restaurant locations on Sunday, September 11th. The local restaurant will offer its Jamaican brown stew pork free of charge to the island's local and military first responders. Now, all personnel, Hannah, must be active duty and dressed in full uniform to dine in.
The 9/11 commemorative luncheon is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Jamaican Grill has been doing this annually to honor and commemorate the lives lost during 9/11 and also as a way to say thank you to our local heroes.
Stay tuned. Up next, Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports.
And still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs and this week's winner. You're watching KUAM News Primetime.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
All that melty cheese you crave with double the steak is back at Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I'm here with Brenda Bari, who recently earned her IFBB Pro card from the NPC North American Championships held in Pittsburgh, where you won the Bikini Masters 40A division. Congratulations again. Let's just talk about the journey that you've been on and what it took to get you to where you are now.
Thank you, guys. Gosh, I have been competing since 2013, and it's been a long journey. So back in 2013, my trainer at the time introduced me to the sport, and to be honest, back then I was, I made a comment to her saying, "There's no way I could look like that." So it took me a while to decide to actually go for it. 2018, I was then living in California, and I just dove right into doing more amateur shows, and I won overall back then in 2013 here in California. And that is what qualified me for nationals. So at that time, I decided to hire a new coach and someone who was knowledgeable in the industry, and I knew that's what I needed to have to get me to that next level. So we took, maybe a year and a half to train and to feed my body the right way. And then we decided to do my first national show in Pittsburgh last summer. So last summer was my first national show. I placed 9th in my division. And then, we took the feedback from the judges and we went back to work, worked closely with my coach. And I also decided to hire a personal trainer into the mix. And we just went really hard and focused on what we needed to change and how we can be more competitive going back this past summer.
Well, stepping on the stage for this competition, how happy were you with the package you brought on stage and just the confidence that you brought too?
I was blown away, to be honest, to see the difference of what I had last summer to this summer, and getting those results and just already ahead of the game in the sense of what we were accomplishing and how my body was responding to the prep, and seeing the changes every week just got me more and more excited to get there and to present that package that I knew I had.
Now for some programming news, Monday, September 12th, 3 in the morning, KUAM TV 11, NFL on CBS, the first of a doubleheader for you. Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11, 6:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS. Kansas City Chiefs at Arizona Cardinals. Switch the channel over to KUAM TV 8 at 10:15 in the morning. NBC Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Half a day. I'm Kalina from Doc's Kitty College.
And I'm Kristen from Doc's Daycare and Preschool.
And we are so honored to be caring for the children of Guam. The Governor's Child Care programs help businesses like ours to really focus on the kids. These programs also help nonprofits and after-school programs and grandparents and so many families.
Visit www.guamchildcare.com to learn more about the governor's childcare programs. This ad is paid for with funds administered by DPHSS.
Calvo Select Care's comprehensive medical provider network offers our members choice and access to quality facilities locally in Asia, Hawaii, and the continental United States. We provide our members several wellness programs and healthy options to improve their overall health status. Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Contact us today for more information.
And we wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs. Here's Jason Salas.
All right, guys, lots of birthdays to get to, so let's go. September 9th, happy birthday wishes to L'Oreal Paredo Blas. I would like to wish my beautiful daughter a happy, fabulous birthday. Fabulous! Love, your mom and the Paredo family in Jotnya. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Always good when you have a fabulous birthday. Jasmine Rose Santiago, happy birthday number 4 to our princess. Mom, Papa, Uncle Joey, Auntie Rose, and Uncle Chris are wishing you the very best, and they say with all of their hearts, we love you so much. Also, happy birthday to Logan Cole Perez. Biba cumpleaños. Where have the years gone, you big handsome dude? Happy birthday from Tata B, Dad, uncles, and Ninas, and your cousins. And happy birthday to the boss here at KUAM, our very own beloved CEO, Marie Calvo-Mange. She joins the, well, let's just say we're the same age. Marie, we love you, and we hope you have a very, very wonderful day. And happy belated birthday wish to Raiden Zane Doyle, who was born yesterday. Raiden Zane Doyle celebrates birthday number 7 this year, and we hope all your dreams come true. Love Mom, Dad, your siblings, and the entire familia. A great day to be born on September 9th. So if today is your birthday, we wish you the very best.
And it's time to announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake.
The new owner of a ice cream cake, courtesy of our friends at Cold Stone Creamery, is Jess Anthony Dukowitz. And I remember reading this very, very special birthday shout out. So we will be in touch with you and your family to let you know how you can claim your prize. Congratulations again, and happy extended birthday from KUAM.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Hannah Devonzo. Have a great evening, and please stay safe, Guam. Good night.
Hafide, and we're back. Another week, another episode, and for this one, I am so excited and honored at the same time to have her on my podcast. Yes, it's the one, the only, make it how you want it. It's Nettie C from the Seat of My here with us on the podcast. Nettie, thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, thank you for, it was out of nowhere. She was shooting her video here at the Paseo Court, and I saw the Instagram story, and I swiped up, and I was like, hey, sister, are you able to jump on the podcast? And she's like, yes, I got you. And I'm like, so that's why we're here. Nettie, so tell people more about you.
I'm from Saipan. I grew up in San Antonio, born and raised.
You know, earlier we were talking, and I figured out that for what I believed how you started was from cooking and then rapping. But it was the other way around. So tell us more about that. How did that come about?
Okay, so I got onto TikTok because my friends said, hey, you should check out TikTok because, you know, you want to put, if you want to put your music out there, go there because that's where you can go viral. You know, you can get so many followers. I'm like, okay. So I went there, put out a song, my most current song at the time, which was I Will Prevail, and it just was like not going anywhere. I ended up deleting that video. Then I posted another video, but this time it was a mukbang. It was me, my sister, and some family friends. And it was my first viral TikTok video. And I was like, okay, well, people love to watch us eat. So, you know, I started posting video of me eating, and it kind of went. It just wasn't like going where I wanted it to go. And then I did rap duets. I put out more music. It's still like it wasn't hitting, you know. I don't know what to do. And then I moved back home and started posting cooking videos, and now people know that I rap, you know. They're like, wow, you rap? This is your song? Like, yes, girl. That's what I wanted you to hear since the beginning.
Those videos are just amazing. And I want to get into the comments because earlier we were talking, you talked about some very inspiring things that are coming out of your comment section. I mean, let's face it. Let's not talk about the other side. I mean, you did address that already. Make it how you want it. Okay, but let's talk about some of the positive things that come out of your comment section.
The people like learn. People are learning from my videos. You know, they're like they don't even cook and they're cooking. And like you make it look so easy, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like it makes me so happy to know that like my video helped you, and if you got to feed your family with it, you know. And a lot of the foods that I post are also very budget friendly, you know. So maybe I can also help you save money, you know, in dinner ideas instead of going out. But also like the one comment that I really loved was my cousin when she was like, hey, you know, this person told me that to tell you thank you because you made me a better wife because now she can cook for her husband. Wow. You know, like that's such a compliment. Like, wow, thank you. Like, I hope you guys like it.
And they do. You talk about, you know, the views. And of course, I love it when you team up with Guam Funny Memes, Guam Viral. And I mean, shout out to Guam Funny Memes.
Shout out to Guam Funny Memes. I swear to God. Oh, I might keep saying.
Oh, you're good.
It's because of them. I feel like I have more followers on Instagram because they hit me up. They're like, hey, you know, tag us in your videos. Like we'll help you. You know, I'm like, thank you. You know, I wasn't very, like, I didn't have much followers on Instagram, but until Guam Funny Memes was like, hey, you know, you can just tag us and it'll show up on our feed. I'm like, please.
Collab. I mean, and that's one of the cool things.
The collaboration. Yeah.
And I think that too, and I think the social media game here in the islands, especially, you know, Guam and Saipan, I think one of the cool things is, of course, there are people who have their own side of things, but I love how pages like Guam Funny Memes kind of reach out to different artists like you and you know, Jen and like other young artists who are either singing, cooking, or doing other cool stuff on Instagram, and they do collab and they kind of bring them in and use the different pages as a way to put their content out. So that collaboration and the camaraderie within the different content creators here in the islands is such an amazing thing to see, and you know, you being a part of it, that's huge. And to see how your videos have grown and wow, they talk about not only here in the Marianas and Micronesia, but out to the States too. Like islanders like share your video nonstop, and they take your recipes, they save it, and they use it. And you talk about, you know, somebody telling your cousin like, hey, definitely changed my life, and you know, changed the way my wife cooks, and now she cooks amazing chamorro dish. So that's awesome to hear. You know, let's talk about we talked about the positive side, and I kind of want to before we close out this part of the talk, like kind of like go back into the whole make it how you want it, and like of course people were like commenting left and right, but your take on that, like what?
I just hope they learn something from it. You know, obviously if you don't cut it the way I cut it, or you don't use the same seasonings, that's fine. But if you can take something like, you know, you watch it and you're like, okay, I don't like that she uses this, but I'm gonna use this, and that's fine too. Like, I just hope you learn. You know what I mean? Just hope you learn something from me, because that's what we want to teach, right? But especially, you know, if you try to, like, for example, like a chamorro dish, and that's another comment that I really like seeing, is when they're like, you know, I tried this years ago on Guam or on Saipan. I've never had it after that, and I've always wanted to learn how to make it, you know. And when they find my video, they're like, oh my gosh, this is how it is. Like something as simple like as finadeni.
Oh yeah.
For me, that's basic, right? It's so easy. Like, I don't even feel like I should make a video for it. But some people are like, can you please share your finadeni recipe? I'm like, it's literally soy sauce, lemon, and hot pepper. That's it. Like, I'm not doing anything special. But yet, they're happy because they learn how to make it. I'm like, wow, you know, I guess something that's so common for us is not common for everybody else. And vice versa, right?
Now, about to get into how you say, like, this is like, let's say this is how you make shrimp. This is one of the ways you make shrimp patties, because, like you said, in the islands, like finadeni can be made in so many different ways. Like you talked about yours, and then now, like, it's like people's like, well, where's the onions? We'll throw in onions, you know?
Yeah, right. It's like, if you like it, put it in. Like, jeez, this is how I like it. I didn't say this is how your mom makes it. My goodness. Sorry, that's just.
No, you're good.
I mean, see my block list.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I mean, like I said, you're very real, and that's why people gravitate you. It's your character that adds to the video, to the recipe, to the song that you use your song in the background. I think that's one of the many great ways that your video resonate with other people. So that's very awesome and very inspiring. Like I said, we talked about the people who have responded to your video in such positive ways, and thanking you for doing such a thing. And I guess at the same time, I think putting the recipes out there. Not a lot of people are doing that. I mean, of course, there's cookbooks and stuff, but who's gonna? I mean, of course, you can go on Amazon. You can find amazing chamorro cookbooks, and I know a couple. But just seeing that on the go is something that's so easy, so quick, and boom, you do it. Yeah,
and it's free.
Exactly,
it's free.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some people out there who go to the grocery store and think of something to make. Look at your video, and then look at the recipe, and then boom, to the house, and voila.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. That's how crazy technology is. And
somebody actually commented that, like, I always look at your videos for dinner ideas. I'm like,
wow,
solid.
See? Yeah. Amazing. That's awesome. Well, Nettie, the cooking videos are awesome, but at the same time, you are a chamorro rapper, and we're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit in this next part. Talk about how it all began for you rapping, and not only just rapping, but rapping in chamorro. That's something that's very inspiring. It's a way to keep the chamorro music going. At the same time, keep the language going, keep the language alive. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. We are watching the One Micronesia podcast. We'll be right back.
Every person in this world is unique.
I'm a celebrity makeup artist and a content creator.
I'm the vice president of our company and a very proud grandma.
I'm a Filipino and I am 7 years old.
I would say I am always an eternal student.
I define beauty as being empowered, just feeling beautiful as who you are.
I am a chamorro, born and raised in Guam.
유아시라 달포기라벳 비우르는 너르코스.
저는 사랑이 최고라고 생각합니다.
Ina pamilya ko, pamilya Maheto.
謙虚であるということとは重んじます。
It is valuing our differences, respecting one another, and sharing a deep love for our island.
Is what makes us one people.
JA Guam is inviting high school students to this year's JA Company program. You can register at ja-guam.org and learn about the different industries to consider for your future careers. Please join us on September the 10th at the GCC Multipurpose Room to kick off the JA Company program. Again, that's ja-guam.org. Register today. Sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, IP&E, Triple J Enterprises, SBDC, Title Guarantee, Graphic Center, Matson, GPO, Deloitte, GTA, Tan Holdings Guam, Outback, Guam Green Growth, Community First, and KUAM.
Half 8, and we're back. One Micronesia podcast. We're still here with the one, the only, make it how you want it. Nettie C in the house for the amazing episode of the One Micronesia podcast. Nettie, we talked about how it all started for you, which I didn't know before we started the podcast that, it was the rap game for you and then the cooking video. Because people know you now as Nettie C, the Make It How You Want It, amazing, who features amazing chamorro dish and the recipes when you cooking videos. So that's awesome. But at the same time, you said that you've included your music in your videos, which is kind of gaining attention. People are like, wait, is that you? Wait, I'm hearing you cooking, but it sounds like you're rapping. Is that your music? So let's talk about how it all began for you with the rapping. Like, was it singing first and then rapping? Was it always rapping first? Where did it all start for you?
I mean, I never planned to be a singer. I mean, karaoke, yes.
Yeah.
Karaoke, yes, for sure. But
what'd you go to get karaoke?
My go-to karaoke
song, yeah.
Top of the World, Carpenters.
Oh, wow.
I always have to sing that or Girl Crush.
Okay.
Always. But yeah, so it was Cardi B, actually. So my mom passed away in 2017 and 2018 or 2019. Like, my mom was the only parent I knew. And we were living in Hawaii and, we had family there, but it also kind of felt like, you're kind of on your own, right? I didn't realize that I depended on my mom a lot. Maybe not for everything, but I just like knowing that she was there. That if anything was to happen, that I'm not going to stress about it. My mom's here. And when my mom passed away, I had to be really creative. I'm like, and I'm the oldest sibling, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how can I be my mom, basically? Not really my mom, but like, how can I be this for my family, right? Because she's so important to all of us, right? Mm-hmm. And when she was gone, like, who are they going to depend on now, right? And I had to be really creative. Like, how can I be in a position where I can help my family? And so I had to be really creative and I had to think about it. And I met this youth. I was waiting tables at the time. I was teaching and waiting tables, and I saw this YouTuber. He had this really nice fancy camera like yours, and I was like, I'm wiping tables and I'm trying to mind my business, literally trying to do my job, but I was just very curious. I'm like, man, don't tell me this guy's a YouTuber. I'm so like, wow, I'm in awe. I didn't even know him. And so when he was almost done, that's when I started talking to them. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just have to ask, are you a YouTuber? Then he's like, yes. I was like, wow, how many subscribers do you have on YouTube? He's like, oh, I just have 18,000. I'm like, my mouth dropped.
Just
18,000. Like, we're talking about YouTube, kid. This is not no TikTok. This is YouTube. That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. And he was just very humble about it. And like, he encouraged me. His name is Jackie. I'll never forget him. And, I ended up following him on YouTube and I was just very inspired. And so anyways, I took that into consideration. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? Like, yes, YouTube is there. Okay, I get it. Maybe I want to be a YouTuber one day. And I was driving and I heard Cardi B's song Wish Wish, DJ Khaled. Right? You heard that song, Wish Wish? And because of where I work, I can't really like, if I wanted to sing it out loud, I couldn't say the actual lyrics.
Right.
Cardi B, I love her, but the lyrics. And so I'm like, man, in my head, I'm always changing the bad words.
Right.
So that when I sing it, I'm saying the good words instead of the bad words. Right. And so it was just in my head and I would sing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Maybe I can, and I love the song, and I would listen to it all the time. I'm like, what if I made a cover for this song? And so I ended up doing a cover on a song. I posted it on YouTube. People were like, oh my gosh, you rap. Like, they've known me all their lives, and they didn't even know I could rap. They didn't even know I like rap music, right? And so that's how it started. I went on YouTube, and then I did like 2 covers. And somebody's like, why don't you just write your own song? Why are you making covers? I'm like, well, that's what I want to do. Are you sure you don't want to write your song? I'm like, no, I didn't want to write a song. I ended up doing it. I felt like, okay, you know what? If you say, I cannot do it, I'm going to do it. Right? So I ended up doing it. I made a song and I got, a good feedback on it. So I focused on that. It played on the radio in Saipan and I cried, was just very like, wow, I never thought I'd hear myself on the radio like this. And here we are now.
Wow.
And people don't know me because of my music. It's from food or...
But that's awesome to hear, like, how it all started for you, and then now you have originals out.
Yes.
So, but let's talk about your writing process. I mean, it's one thing to listen to a song. It's another thing to kind of take whatever that song is, and we've been doing that here in the region for so long. Like years and years ago, we've translated country songs into what are classics nowadays. You talk about Micronesian music. There's a lot of country in Micronesian music. So that process, talk about your process, because I think every artist from JD Crutch to Conception to everybody had their own process. But talk about your process of how you go in, and because to do this you need to know the language.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your process.
Okay, so the Chamorro one, I didn't want to rap in Chamorro. Because rap is not Chamorro music, it's Black culture.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that, but I also love rap, I just couldn't listen to it in front of my grandpa or my aunties because they don't listen to that kind of music. They listen to country Chamorro songs, but not rap. And so the Chamorro music, rap part came when somebody DM me, somebody I knew. She's like, hey, why don't you rap in Chamorro? I'm like, no, I don't want to rap in Chamorro. Just try it. She's like, just try it. You have so much family that can help you, if you need help. Write it down and see if if it makes sense. I'm like, okay. That same night, I ended up writing my first verse.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so inspired. Once I got the first line, which is "Mafaisin na ano le kugo senarisi." I'm like, oh my gosh, whoa, we could do this. Yeah. And so I would call my auntie and then I would, I record myself and I write it down. I'm saying, hey, does this make sense? Because I know what I'm trying to say, but I can understand Chamorro. I can speak it, but I'm not fluent. I can't speak it fluently. Like, like just how we're speaking English right now, I can't do it like that. I can if I really think about it. And simple conversations, but my auntie, she's like, don't say this is not how you say it. I know what you're trying to say, but that's actually like a broken way to say it. And it was like a whole process. But then I ended up getting it down so that by the next song, all I did was like, hey, this is the Chamorro song. Like, does this make sense? She's like, yeah, sounds good. Like, all right. Then I also use the Chamorro dictionary. If you don't know, there's a Chamorro dictionary online. Check it out. It's actually based on Guam, that Chamorro dictionary. It's an online dictionary. And so I would go there for like spelling. Yeah, I don't know how to spell in Chamorro. You know, like I don't know if you noticed, there's different spellings for certain
there
things.
are like where to put the glotta and stuff like that. Yeah.
Or the thing on top of the A.
The
you know?
on top of the A.
Yeah. But it's through that, and I would sit on my kitchen table, and that's how I wrote the song. It was on my kitchen table, and it's when I'm feeling inspired, you know. And I wrote the Chamorro part, and then I couldn't get the rest of the song, the English part, you know. And it took a while. Maybe it took like 2-3 months to finish the song, just the writing process. Depends. Some songs I just write in like an entire night, you know, or a verse, and then some it takes forever.
It does. I mean, when you talk about, you know, translating, of course, English is so easy for us, right? We learned this since grade school, so now it's a snap of the finger. You already know what to do. It's so easy to not to translate, but to speak it and sing it. You know, we already know how to conversate and stuff. But when it comes to translating into our own language, now it's hard. You talk about, you know, the different ways to say stuff. I mean, it's like that across Micronesia. You talk about, you know, back home in Yap, like. There are ways, like, I'm even speaking new generation Yappies. I'm not the old school Yappies. I don't even at me because I will mess it up and I will get, you know, I get thrown under the bus for it. And my parents yell at me like, that's how you say it. You said it the wrong way. You should have said it this way. There's like a million ways to say just one word. So it's stuff like that. So that's why it takes a long time. And I get the process, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just like, because as an artist, I think you want to put something out that people can listen to and gravitate towards. And at the same time, the older generations who are listening to it, like, okay, she actually did a good job. Like, you know, translation on point. So I get the process. I mean, take how long you want, as long as it comes out and people love it.
As long as it makes sense, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, so Nettie, what an awesome, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the future of Nettie C, talk about the projects that you're working on, talk about what can people expect from Nettie C. Now, of course, we're going to see a whole lot of, hope we can see a whole lot of cooking videos coming out, but at the same time, we want to see more of Nettie C's music and where to go from there and what can people expect in the future. So we'll talk about that coming up. We're going to take a break, guys, so we'll be right back. One Micronesia Podcast, BRB.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King, BK Your Way, and American Music, located in the Compadres Mall. KUAM Communication is your home for star-studded entertainment from America's top networks. From specials, concerts, award shows, and can't-miss red carpet moments. It's all on KUAM TV8 and KUAM TV11. Check KUAM.com and our social media pages for showtimes and schedules. Network specials on KUAM Communications are brought to you locally by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific.
Yasunto gilingwahe ni Tataw Tano gi KUAM News Tomorrow News Update sa stream gi internet gi Isla Radio dan ni KUAM News YouTube na channel. Patesti gi diuda dan kinimitin mami para insisteni ilinalay lingwahita dan kulturata para todo generasyon siya. Inafatui Tomorrow News Update ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Hafide, and we're back. One Micronesia podcast. We're still here with the one, the only Nettie C from Saipan. She's here doing her thing, visiting family, but took the time out to be on the podcast with us. So thank you so much again, Nettie. We talked about how it all started for you, which wasn't what I thought was a cooking video, but it was not. It was supposed to be rap, but stuff happened, but you used other ways and other means to put your music out there, which was the cooking videos, and it's everywhere. People know you as the make it how you want it, make it how you want it. So that, we talked about your music, how it all started for you, the process, how you go through and translate the different songs, and you talk about your first, you talked about how you made your first ever single. Let's talk about now about what people can expect from Nettie C in the future, or is there a project you want to talk about?
I have a music video coming up. That's actually what brought me to Guam. Because when opportunity comes knocking at your door, you don't say, hold on, wait. You say, okay, come in. You're hungry, you thirsty. What can I do to make you comfortable, opportunity? So that's actually why I'm here. Mm-hmm. And then I have family that just came in from the mainland too, so I extended my stay. But music video, shout out to STG Filmmakers. I don't know if you know yes. Shane and Tanya.
Yep.
Yeah, so them. So the song that we're working on is Nothing Into Something. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, shout out to Valley of the Lati.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Uncle John Ray Ogun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so his Carabao will be featured in that music video. That's all I can say. I'm sorry, but
that's like I said, you don't give away everything.
Yeah, come on, just know that he'll be featured in the video. Okay?
Awesome.
I won't tell you how, but so that music video is coming up. And there's some stuff that I just can't really say, mm-hmm. but just know that you're gonna still see me on TikTok. I haven't been cooking because I'm on Guam, and it's been busy. I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, is this what it's like?
Is this what that YouTuber feels
like? Yeah. And I'm not complaining, I'm not used to it. It's crazy.
Wow, that's awesome. So, and then of course, like I said, you will be seeing more cooking videos. So before, with the cooking videos, is there a specific recipe that you haven't featured that maybe you want to do down the line? Is something that you've been thinking about, a recipe that you haven't done in a while, or you haven't done at all, that you want to feature? Maybe one or two, or one's fine. You don't want to give away all your secrets now.
I've done a chicken Kelaguen one, but it was kind of like a fast break one. This is like in 2020 or 2021. So I'm gonna do an actual full video of me making chicken Kelaguen and the way you eat it at a party.
Oh yeah.
People have been asking me to make titizas. That's a family recipe. I'm not the one making it, so I can't share it. But lots more, and I can't really think about it right now. But just awesome. whatever I feel like eating that day, I just might make it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know I've messaged you about this merchandise. Are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about it?
I'm actually thinking about putting out merch. I'm working on it.
Oh, hey! As long as you said you're working on it, I'm one of the ones that are waiting.
That's good. I'm glad you're asking me, because now that I said it, I really have to do it. Okay.
Now it's documented.
Now I have to do it. Now it's on film. Like, girl, you said last year you were gonna put up merch, and until now it's like dos años. Okay, so I'm gonna do it.
Oh wow. Anything else that you want people to know? That
since I got here, I'm not even, and I'm just very it was overwhelming in a good way, Mm-hmm. Like, wow, people know me here. It's Guam, the last time I was here, nobody even knew who I was. And now I come here and I have to look down but man, I gotta say, I love Guam. Thank you guys. Thank you. I feel so much love, it's crazy. I just never thought that, the Saipan girl would receive so much love from Guam.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very, I'm shocked and I'm thankful. I feel very blessed.
So lady, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to definitely throw out the last message. I know you you did one already, but we'll come back and we'll talk to your fans and talk to a little message to people who felt inspired by what you do, as being an artist and, as being a true islander and real and genuine. So we're going to talk about that coming up after this. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
The rising cost of living is affecting all of us on Guam. Our administration has expanded a program. We want to pay for your child's daycare up to $675 a month per child. This means more money in your pocket to pay for other expenses like the cost of gas and groceries. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration is investing in Guam's future, and that starts by supporting our working families. We are all in this together, Guam.
This ad is paid for by government funds at the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be Subway and Chili's Lunchbox Hours. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM. Catch the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s while you grub on a mouth-watering Subway footlong sandwich or tantalizing flavors you love from Chili's. Your Lunchbox Hours brought to you by Subway and Chili's.
It's news in our native language on the KUAM News Tomorrow News Updates, streaming online on Isla Radio and on the KUAM News YouTube channel. It's part of our ongoing commitment to sustain and perpetuate our language and culture across generations. Tomorrow News Updates are brought to you by your familia at First Hawaiian Bank.
Do you love live sports? Then you need GTA Digital TV. GTA has the most sports SD and HD channels on Guam. ESPN, Fox, NFL Network and Red Zone, NBA TV in HD, and so much more. We got MMA and boxing fans covered too. Plus, with TV everywhere, never miss the big game or fight again. Get your sports on with GTA Digital TV.
See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Holiday, and we're back. One Micronesia podcast, the last part of it. We're still here with Nettie C. Nettie, it was such an inspiring to hear your story, how it all began, the cooking, the rapping, and then what people can expect from you, like that music video. We can't wait for it. The merch, I'm ready, and when it's ready, I'm definitely one of those who's gonna definitely jump in and grab a merch. But let's close it out here with a message to all your followers and people who follow you and people who have felt inspired by your videos that you post on TikTok and Instagram.
I would say go for it. Go for it no matter how hard it feels. No matter if you feel like you don't have the resources to do it. Just do it. You have a cell phone or even a laptop or iPad. Record it. You never know. And that one video, maybe right now you're working in a room, with no aircon, right? For example, and maybe next year you're going to have plenty aircons in your room. Just keep going because you never know where it can take you. Like, I'd never expected to be sitting here on a podcast. Not even to come to Guam or for people who know me on Guam. I didn't expect that. Of course, who doesn't want to be rich and famous and all of that, right? But it's just when you get to a little fame, it's just like, wow, it's a little overwhelming. But it's also very nice to see that, wow, my work is it's working. Whatever I'm doing, it's working. I might be doing something right, and I hope that people know, hey, just because you see it right now doesn't mean there wasn't all that hard work. And there's still going to be a lot of hard work. It's still hard work, until social media can pay my bills. I'm still going to keep going for it. I'm going to keep going and going until I make it. And if I don't, then at least I know I tried.
All right. So, Nettie, before I let you go, look at the camera and just let people know where they can find you on Instagram, TikTok, the whole shebang.
You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube at Nettie C Official, NETTYCEE Official. That's it.
And then music is your music.
Oh, you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, SoundCloud, Spotify. Anywhere you can find music, I'm sure it might be there.
Well, Nettie, thank you so much. It was such a very amazing and inspiring talk that I've had with you. And like I said, good luck to whatever you got coming up. I know the music video. I can't wait for it. The merch and everything. Good luck and keep doing you.
Thank you.
Make it how you want it.
Thank you.
That pretty much concludes another episode of the One Micronesia podcast with Nettie C. Guys, we'll see you guys on the next one. My name is Victorious, and I gotta say peace.